Thank you. First of all, thank you everyone who's joined me today. Thanks for watching. Everyone who's been in the show throughout today. It's been a fantastic day of amazing content. And Mervyn, what a great talk. Today, I should introduce you to someone very special, a very good friend of mine. And let me just introduce little Stevie, who's going to be helping with the presentation here today. So if you say hi to Stevie, Stevie's going to be getting involved in the talk that we have today, which is on video and recruitment. So if I can just switch over to here, you should see me in the bottom of the screen here. So video and recruitment, why now? Why are we talking about video and recruitment now? Well, in truth, we've been talking about video and recruitment for some time. I should say we have acres of content to get through. So if I seem to be talking a bit fast, then of course, my details will be available on slides, and happy to talk with anyone afterwards. Yeah, why video and recruitment now? What is so important about video recruitment today more than last year or the year before? Well, when I started in recruitment, all those many decades ago, about the same length of time as Mervyn, everything was text. Everything was black text on a white newspaper. Yes, it was paper. And job adverts were very two-dimensional. You were limited in the amount of space that you had. You were limited in the cost that it was putting them into newspapers. And when we went online, the adverts were equally as two-dimensional. We tried to be as short as possible because the more space you use, the more it cost. But the job board market never really advanced from then. So video is the medium that's taken us way beyond what we were doing before, because up until using video, then we were really just replicating what was being done in the newspaper sector, what, 20 years ago? So to give a bit of background, I'm Stephen O'Donnell. I've been in the recruitment sector for, 35 years, much of that time running and owning recruitment agencies. Let's just move that over there. Owning and running recruitment agencies, and since 2000 running the National Online Recruitment Awards, where what we look to do is to address from a candidate's perspective the candidate experience and what candidates want. So much of the information that I'm going to be talking about today is actually gleaned from feedback from candidates when they nominate sites for the Online Recruitment Awards. And as I say, over the past 20 years, I've been involved in a myriad of startups, often involved, all involved in recruitment technology, but often involved in the video technology. What I want to do, first of all, is to just move this on, state that video, from my perspective, eats text for breakfast. As I've seen at the beginning, text is very much old school. Video is where you can get much more content onto your screen. You can engender much more engagement with your audience, and you can share much more of your organization, your company, your hiring manager, all of these on screen when you use video alongside your text. I'm not suggesting for the moment that you delete text altogether, but that you use video as part of your employment, hiring, onboarding, training, and of course, employer branding processes. So video eats text for breakfast. We'll get to that by the time we get to the end, but that's what I'm saying right now. So some of the stats, first of all, let's just get my face out of the way. We don't need that. Incidentally, this URL at the bottom is where you'll find where most of these stats are reported. YouTube, we all know, is the primary domain for video content online. YouTube, in terms of bandwidth alone, accounts for 35% of all internet. In fact, the video that's being streamed on the internet through all channels such as YouTube, Vimeo, and of course Netflix and Prime and all of those streaming channels accounts for about 82% of the bandwidth that's being used in the internet. What we've seen in the past year is an acceleration of the path that we already saw before that, where the usage and the bandwidth of video content online was accelerating. We all have devices where we are not only viewing and consuming video content in much greater volumes, but we're creating content. And in the past year, given the health crisis, the step to getting involved in making and generating and sharing video content has stepped on hugely. So I won't dwell on these stats too much, but 5 billion views per day of videos on YouTube. Video that's shared online is shared 12 times as much. 1,200% looks a lot more, but 12 times as much as any other content. If you've got text content that's being shared online, then video is stepping way beyond that. YouTube is second in searches, only to Google, and it's the second busiest search engine in the world. It's the second most visited website. It's the second of all sorts of things. But as I say, that's the primary domain that we would look to for content on video. So if we're looking at YouTube as an example, then another great example from the past year is, of course, Zoom. This time last year, or just a little bit before that, in April 2019, you saw the stock price of Zoom was pretty modest. It launched in April 19, an IPO at $65, shooting forward very quickly. Today, trading at $369. So obviously that's reflective of the usage that Zoom is being put to. They measure not the user. Active users, the daily active users, but the daily meeting participants, of which I'm sure all of you have been multiple times in the past, probably in the past day, never mind week. But going back to December 2019, they had 10 million roughly daily users of Zoom. Now they have over 300 million. The actual stats, they stopped reporting in August last year, but in April it was 300 million plus. And they said that figures were about the same in August. So we can easily assume that we've rocketed beyond that by now. So in terms of usage, by hook or by crook, we're all using video much, much more than we ever were before. Let's look at some recruitment-specific stats. 55% of candidates, when asked, said that employee-generated video is more trustworthy. That means that from a recruitment point of view, if you have the hiring manager on screen, it's much more trustworthy than having a polished, edited, produced video, because what the candidates are seeing is an insight to the organization. Video job adverts are shared 20 times more than text job adverts. So when you post video content, it's much more shareable. Now, with clients, I was working for a while with a company called Video My Job, and one of their clients, Siemens, came back with a lot of stats on how their performance was stepping up hugely in terms of the response to their video job adverts. They found that of the measurable caliber of candidates, it stepped up by 170% when they use video in job adverts. Now, that seems like too big a number. It seems like almost unbelievable, but it actually happened from two reasons. When you share video content, then you're allowing candidates to much more accurately self-select whether they're suitable and appropriate for that job. And what happened was that the candidates who weren't suitable weren't applying in the same number, so the recruiters weren't dealing with as many inappropriate candidates applying. But equally, candidates who were never going to apply before were applying in greater numbers, and that stepped up the quality and the caliber of candidates that was coming through in applications. Additionally, what they found was that especially for engineering roles, they had a 47% increase in female applicants for jobs. Now, we don't have stats on diversity figures on particular people from particularly diverse backgrounds, but we can expect that those figures will be stepped up as well. As soon as I have those, then I will certainly report them to you. Moving on, let's get specific with recruitment videos. Candidates want much more insight and transparency. They want to understand what it's like to work with a company. They want to understand about the work environment. They want to know who they're going to be working with. They want to know who they're going to be working for, and can they imagine themselves in that job. Now, I think that from an increase in female applicants for jobs, that might be a factor there. I'm not going to say that it is, but in terms of being able to picture yourself in a role, then having video used in the hiring process is a big step in that. What we also found was that one-to-one video can increase email responses by up to 300%. So in terms of engaging with people, not only in advertising jobs, but in taking people through the hiring process, then you can really step things on from that point of view. Live streaming, you've all seen, whether it be on Zoom and Zoom meetings and all the other platforms, there's much more live streaming going on, and of course, recorded video that you'll see online. Let's take them one by one. All social media is different and variable to a greater or lesser extent. Facebook live videos get 10 times more comments than regular videos elsewhere, or sorry, regular videos uploaded to Facebook. So when you're live, you get much more engagement. On LinkedIn live streams, if you're not on LinkedIn Live, then you really should do, certainly from an employer's point of view. LinkedIn live streams increased by 437% in 2020. Now, obviously, LinkedIn Live started, 2018, 2019, and last year we had the pandemic. So these will be factors, but it's really gathering pace, and it's still open to everyone to get, so it's still relatively exclusive. Twitter and via Periscope, if you want to upload content to Twitter, you have to go through Periscope, and video views on Twitter increased by 62% in 2020. Instagram, we all know about. Some people love Instagram, some people don't, but the audience in Instagram is undeniable. In the center here, you'll see logos for Crowdcast. Crowdcast is a webinar platform. Twitch, if you're not using Twitch, then A, you should be, and B, ask your kids. Much of the live gaming content that kids are sharing online goes out to Twitch, but the brands are already getting in there, and there's huge scope for engagement with candidates through Twitch. TikTok, need we see anything about TikTok except that the acceleration of usage of TikTok has not been slowed down by the potential slowdowns in the US, talking about TikTok ownership. And of course, as we were saying at the start, YouTube is the default platform of choice for almost all video content out there. Vimeo would be the next platform to save your videos to, but YouTube is way out in front. So, live video streaming. Live video streaming, you will have seen, I'll just put myself in the middle there, including Zoom, Teams, Crowdcast. Everyone's using platforms to put content out there. As I mentioned before, 82% of the bandwidth of the internet is taken up with video content. It might be like a show like this. This is bandwidth that's on the internet. That's part of that 82%. Crowdcast videos, Zoom webinars, Netflix films that you're watching, box sets. All of these go into that. The acceleration in usage of 5G in the bandwidth that you have in 5G is 100 times faster than 4G. It means that you can be streaming live videos like this much faster than you ever were before. So the technology is absolutely there. 5G is not everywhere as yet, but we're all getting better and better broadband. So we're all getting better at putting good content out there, good quality content out there. 81% of viewers say that they would far prefer to watch a live stream than recorded content. Live stream, there's always the jeopardy that something crazy could happen, that someone could fall over, someone could make a backside of themselves, as I might do at some point in this talk. But that jeopardy is what gets people coming back. So live content, when you're an employer and you're putting out live content, describing what kind of employer you are, describing and sharing insight to your work environment, to the people who work there, to the reasons why you're growing, you're looking for more staff. All of these things are much more engaging for your audience. And when you want to share that content with a more engaged potential workforce, then what better than video? There's a crazy number we've got on screen here right now, 1,468%. Again, it's easily explained, but it's a big number. Between January and August last year, the number of live streamed events hosted increased by that number in the course of last year. It does seem a crazy number, but it's been a crazy year all round. The most common use of business videos, put me over here again, webinars, 56%, product demos, social media videos, explainer videos, and product videos. We'll all know what those are, but in terms of what video is being used for, people are continually pushing the envelope, pushing the boundaries on what can be done with video the whole time. And in terms of flexibility, you can be posting your video anywhere. If you have live video streams, those can be recorded and uploaded elsewhere. Content that you use in all of your marketing, all of your employer branding, all of your training. So content is usable and reusable again and again. Now, let's just have a quick check-in. I'm just going to see what little Stevie thinks of that. Anything to say there? 2 fingers up. Let's just move on from that. If video is so great, why aren't more employers using it? Well, in actual fact, they are already using video content. More and more companies are using video right across the board. It's still, I'd say a relative minority, but it has accelerated in the past year. So in terms of employers using video content to get it out there and to engage with their audience, for building your pipelines, building your funnels of candidates that are coming to you, managing your talent pools, then video is great to keep people engaged. And of course, to share the regular content that you are producing, your company's story all the time. Every company has a story. Every company has a story to tell. Here we go. So it's much easier than you think. Again, in terms of the generating the video content, I'll just switch to here. In terms of generating video content, there's little Stevie in the corner. All you really have to have is one of these. If you've got one, I happen to have two of these. It's an old iPhone 6 there. But if you've got a smartphone that's been bought in the past couple of years, you have an entire studio already in your pocket. If you've got a webcam like one of these, you already have the tools to do it. You can make and generate scripted content that's professionally branded with your logos on screen. You saw me when I was over here before. I've got a logo down there. So it's easy to do this sort of thing and do it very cheaply, if not for free. So having branded, scripted content that's on message, that's on brand, you can be generating content in a matter of minutes. Clients of Video My Job, we're doing it in something like 27 minutes. But I'd say give yourself a couple of hours and you can have fantastic video going out there, and practice makes perfect. So the more you do it, the better you get. Don't be shy. So one of the things I often talk about in other talks is hiring for culture fit. Now, I won't go through this diagram just now because no one needs that. But one thing that you can absolutely do more than anything else with video is demonstrate your diversity and showcase your culture. If you are putting out text-based adverts, talking about how diverse you are as an organization, how welcoming you are to not only a good gender mix, but people from a wide variety of diverse backgrounds, then yes, you can talk about that in a text advert, but you can literally show it on a video. If people can see your work environment, if they can relate to people in your work environment, if they can see the hiring manager, they can picture themselves there. And that's why, going back to one of those stats earlier on, people are self-selecting themselves in to apply where they never were going to apply before. They might have had preconceptions about your organization, or if they don't think they're suitable, they won't apply, and that's always a good thing. So yeah, hiring for culture fit, if that's your aim, then video is absolutely the way to do it.
Et je suis responsable de l'eau, infrastructure et voies au sein de la division Siemens Mobility.
Hi, my name is Shelley Chaplin.
Now this is an example of video content. I'll just turn this down a little bit.
I was fortunate that AIG saw that I had
Video content that employers are generating for video job adverts. So in terms of generating video content, it really is as simple as getting your phone out, doing this, recording what's in front of you. It might be scripted, it should be scripted, but you can be off the cuff, you can generate content, you can share that as easy as pie, and little Stevie likes it. So when you're putting together video content for job adverts, then there are some key things to think about. What do you want to say? How do you want to say it? Who do you want to say it? And get the message out as quick as you can, as fast as you can write a job advert, as fast as you can think about, well, why should someone want to come and work here? You can be making a video to share that message. So the use of video for that purpose is absolutely proven already. All video can be fun, dynamic, and insightful. It should be. And of course it works. We know that it works, and we know that people have taken steps beyond what they thought was possible. I'm going to show you an example here of, this is a little video. There's no audio in this, don't worry about it being quiet, but this is the TA manager with Yale, simply using a smartphone to make video content and video around the office, and using that to promote their employer brand, to promote their teams and the recruitment campaigns that they're going into. So simply doing this sort of thing can absolutely be used. You will have the brand police in your organization, maybe looking to give the okay to things, but I say do it now, ask for forgiveness afterwards. Now, one other thing that you can and should be doing for candidates, for your organization is building up an archive of content in your YouTube channel. You can see this company here, People to People. What they've done is they've separated out their available jobs, their different types of jobs. They've got interview tips and job seeker tips. They talk about the people that work in the organization. They talk about things that the company is doing, either within the company or, you know, Christmas videos or any other blog content that they're sharing there. But what they've done is they put content together that is absolutely engaging, that people who want to find out more about the organization, they can go there and they can find this out. And open, diverse, shareable companies are the types of companies that candidates are keen to go and work for. So top tips: keep your video short. If it's recruitment videos, if it's a job advert, keep it short, under 2 minutes. Know your audience and bear in mind that you're speaking to an audience of one. People are probably watching on their smartphone. They're probably watching with headphones, and so it's a very intimate experience. Focus on those people. Use your hiring managers. Get your hiring managers on screen as much as possible. Give a really clear call to action. Tell a story. More important, the story of your organization, the story of your teams, the story of how this job appeared, how this team has grown. Keeping it real is absolutely vital. Give your viewers a chance and a reason to engage, and tell them why you're hiring. Tell them, you know, how that's come about. You're engaging. You're in a conversation with people. Why should they be interested? You need to make sure that they understand, well, what's in it for them. And of course, you can in a much more detailed way, you can explain what will happen when they apply. So I'm just noticing my time here. I can see that we're going pretty fast, but we might be running out of time. So if someone jumps in, then that's perfectly okay. Is an example of just some videos that you can have at the beginning, start, and end of video content that you generate. I'll move on a little bit there. Tools for the job, very quickly. Loom.com, awesome screenshot is the one I use more, but Loom is perfect for recording on your browser, on your webcam. Manycam is the tool that I'm using to do all this sort of thing right now. Camtasia is a fantastic editing tool. Not crazy cheap, but really, really easy to use. KineMaster, smartphone editing. You can record and edit all of your smartphone content using KineMaster. And of course, Photoshop. Photoshop, I would tell everyone, get your hands in Photoshop, know what you're doing. To summarize, you are only limited by your imagination. And as I said at the beginning, video eats text for breakfast. And with that, thank you very much.